What's up guys, my name's Carl Golden and welcome to Golden Studios. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and chime that bell with all notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Today is a beautiful day because I've got this amazing MusicMan guitar in my hands. One of 48 in the world. It's a BFR, meaning it's a Ball Family Reserve created instrument. I think this is called Butterscotch, the finish. It's got a roasted maple neck. It's got cream inlays. You got your humbucker pickups. One volume knob is all you need. You got your three-way selector switch. Floyd Rose here. It's just a beautiful instrument. Big thanks to Dan at Strings and Things who sent this over for me to have a play on. I'm absolutely blown away and I'm gonna buy myself an Axis in the future because they're just beasts. So if you know your history, you'll know that MusicMan worked with Eddie Van Halen in the early 1990s. He was a MusicMan artist until 1995. They created a signature Eddie Van Halen guitar, which you'll see on screen now. And because it was such an incredible guitar, MusicMan decided to keep the guitar in production and they renamed it the Axis. You've got the Axis Sport, the Axis Super Sport, and a couple of other models, basically all keeping a similar spec to the original Eddie Van Halen guitar. So since I have basically one of Eddie Van Halen's guitars, there's no excuse to finally learn properly, well kind of properly, one of Eddie Van Halen's hardest solos, which is Beat It. Of course, Eruption is another one that is super hard, which I'm going to try and tackle tomorrow if I have time, and maybe do another video like this. Of course, whenever anyone first hears the Beat It solo, you are blown away. It doesn't matter if you play guitar or you don't. It's just one of those iconic solos. And it is very hard to play. I think I first learned it in 2011. I'm going to show you a video I uploaded to YouTube now. I didn't have a whammy bar, so I used a whammy pedal. You can hear how much I've improved over the last 8 years. But now I have a whammy bar and there's no excuses today. If you'd like to download my Boss Katana preset for this video to get my Eddie Van Halen guitar sound, you can do up here for free. All you need to do is go to my website, sign up to the mailing list. You don't get any spam, it literally will just be emails of me telling you when my videos come out. So it's basically like being subscribed, but you actually get the notifications. Right, okay, I'm not going to do a full-on guitar lesson because I actually learnt this from the Guitar Sage. I'll put a link in description to his video. It was probably the only video on YouTube where I kind of got on with the way that he played it. I also looked at David Escobar, but his version involved a lot more tapping. I'm not sure if Eddie Van Halen did that much, but his version's also awesome. It didn't work for me, but it might work for you. But I did take some of his ideas in terms of the whammy bar usage that the Guitar Sage didn't do. So that being said, let's move on to the lesson that I've got for you guys. So I've got a few tips for you if you're playing Eddie Van Halen. You can use your first finger for tapping if you want to be like Eddie Van Halen, and surely you do. I find that I get better results from using my first finger than my second. I used to use my second finger, but I've noticed it to be a lot clearer using my first. But the issue you will find is you're holding a plectrum. So you want to practice, let me get this in focus. You want to practice from switching to your plectrum to hiding it under your middle finger like that. So like Spider-Man, yeah. So practice going out that, like that. Switch in between, so you've got that finger free to tap. Also, with tapping, what I do is don't just tap the fretboard down. If you want to get a good tapping sound, you want to flick. So it's like you're flicking the note away. You'll hear the difference. So that's the flick, this is not the flick. It's really hard to do now because I've learned to flick it away. And I find it's faster. You're flicking the string downwards. Right, on to the lesson. So the way I do the intro is like this. So you want to play the open G string, but you want to bend your whammy bar right down, so big dive bomb. All your strings are loose. So you want to pick the G string and then put your third finger on the 4th fret. That's your first note. You can literally just play the 4th fret if you want, which is the first note. Then you can do a whammy bar again on the 7th fret. Then artificial harmonic on the 14th fret. So you're tapping on the 14th fret right on top of it. And then sliding up to the 9th. So from the top. So sometimes you're going to miss that harmonic, sometimes it's going to really ring out and you'll be like, yes! It's one of those frustrating things. I find that, like tapping, using my first finger to do the artificial harmonics really brings up those notes. Okay, so that's the first bit. Next up, we've got the tapping part that goes like this. I don't know if anyone else plays it like that, but that's the way I play it. So I play the first bit 3 times. The second bit 2 times, then this little, or you can kind of tap that. There's loads of different ways to play this, but that's the way I play it. I'm not going to tell you all the frets. Hopefully you can see up close and work it out. I'll do it really slow so you can practice along. Okay, now this is the controversial bit where I think David Escobar does lots of tapping. The way that I do it is you need extra massive long hands. So I think I actually had to practice like this. So this is what it sounds like. It sounds nothing like when I play it fast. Okay, did you get that? Once again, if you want to learn this, go to the Guitar Sage's YouTube video. Say that I sent you there to learn it. He's a legend. He does a better lesson than me. I'm just going through it very slowly for you guys. The next bit is the easiest bit. I love this bit. You're basically going. But you're using the whammy bar, so on the first note I do it. You want to try and get an artificial harmonic on this as well. So you're using a very thin part of your plectrum to create artificial harmonic like this. The next bit I kind of play differently every time, but it mostly sounds like this. Get some nice vibrato on that. This is the tricky part. I've not really nailed this in my video, but I'm getting there. So this is the tapping part. Something like that. I think I just slide up and I go into the bend here. Then the last bit, he does some tremolo picking. You can do this whatever kind of time you want. His is a bit tricky. As long as you land on that last 22nd fret. But yeah, that's kind of how I play it. I hope that helped you. If not, go check out the Guitar Sage and David Escobar's video. I'll put links in the description for that. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I've been wanting to learn that solo properly. Should I say properly? Well, it's the best I've ever learned it anyway, for many years, and it's been great actually having a decent guitar to learn it on. They say that the guitar doesn't matter. It bloody does. Having a decent guitar, you've got no excuses, so it pushes you. Doesn't mean you can't do it on a cheap guitar, but it does make your life a hell of a lot easier working with decent materials. Anyway, big thanks to these guys. They're my patrons. They support me for $5 or $7 a month, and in return they get their lovely names posted after all my videos for as long as they support me. Not only that, they get access to loads of backing tracks and tabs from my previous videos and future ones. There's got to be over 100 or 200 on there now. It's obviously ever growing, and for $5 a month, come on, that's got to be a bargain. And you're helping my channel. I can survive, I can eat, I can feed my kid. I appreciate that you guys allow me to do this, and thank you. I'll see you soon. Take care, man.